What's going on, y'all? It's Jason Reviews here, back at it again with another video. This time I'm bringing you a predictions video. Should be a rather quick little predictions video too. One, I think the card is a little easy to call outside of one battle, and then on top of that, I got a little bit of a time schedule constraint here. But I wanted to give you guys the predictions for the Riot's upcoming event, Came Bearing Gifts. Very dope card. Obviously, in a year of battle rap that's been pretty watered down from all the different leagues, it's good to see the Riot putting up another big-time card similar to their Geechee versus Ward card from last year. And I am looking forward to a few battles in this card, but to say it early, obviously, Chef Trez versus Swamp will not be going down. Swamp taking the time to fully focus on Tay-Rock, clearing out his schedule. It's the biggest opportunity in the man's life. Co-main event of SM, it's looking like. And, you know, if he wins that battle, guys, against Tay-Rock, or even makes a great debatable, his quality of life in battle rap goes up. He's able to negotiate on price way more. A bunch of different life-changing things for his career. So I can't fault him too much, although I was looking really forward to Chef Trez versus Swamp, that South-on-South action. But otherwise, we're going to go over the undercard really, really quick, and then I'm going to give, my quick but pretty concise view of all the battles that are on the main card. But without further ado, let's get right into the predictions. So as for the undercard, truth be told, I'm just not that familiar with all the names on here. I will say Foet Dev the Demon versus Clone should be a good battle. I was a fan of Clone on his work on Bullpen. I've gotten to catch up with Dev. Obviously, I learned of him through the space and was able to peep his battles through that. And he's pretty fire, has a good aggressive style to him. Me personally, though, I've always been a fan of Clone. I know it hasn't translated into wins all the time, but I think his style is pretty unique. And I think he punches it somewhat of a unique fashion, pretty good at building up momentum in just a way that I like, and has some real talk to him, and I'm glad to see him free. It's been a while, but always glad to see that he was able to transition from getting free back into battle rap. So I do have Clone 2-1 as for the rest of this. Hansel is fire. I don't know a lot about Dylon 5 times, so I'm going to have to go with Hansel for that one if I had to pick. And then when it comes to So Severe versus Hustle, I've heard of Hustle, haven't heard of So Severe, so that wouldn't be fair. And Ron Compton, I believe, was on the Ruin Your Day joints. Somebody can tell me if I'm wrong, but I don't know him by face, and I do not know his opponent. So as for the undercard, I like Foet Dev versus Clone, but outside of that, it's just not enough information for me to give a concise prediction, but hopefully I'm able to catch some of the footage, see if Hansel shows out, and see some of these talents that I don't know. And with that being said, we're just going to jump right into the main card. As for the bottom battle on the nade card, it is Next versus Mac Myron. Next, considered the plant, got a lot of hate, although I do think he has a pretty good punching style. I think when he started getting hate, he went even more into the yelling and emphasizing, to the point that where I thought he was good before and people were just being hard on him, I thought he played into the critique and did become a little bit overemphasized. And as for Mac, a lot of people are high on Mac, as well as myself. He's been one of the best off of URL for a minute now, but recently took a loss to Ines. I don't think he took that battle seriously going in. I had him predicted to kind of swipe Ines, then he ended up losing out the first 2 rounds 2-1. Obviously, Mac reaches higher peaks, so I do have Mac winning this battle 2-1, possibly 3-0. A gentleman's wouldn't shock me. I do think, even though sometimes with Mac I get a little bit worried about how he's going to do versus comp, I don't think Next is the high enough comp that's going to show any of those flaws in Mac's game. Hope Mac doesn't come with just overdoing the your mom suck my dick bars and all the comedy bars. That's a huge part of his style, but I thought versus Ness, that was like 70% of his material. So you don't want to go that far into just one particular topic, but he raps a little bit more fluid, he raps a little better, and I think he's going to have a better time entertaining the crowd, getting them to work with him in his momentum, while Next is kind of build up punch and a little bit of haymaker fishing. So Next can get a couple haymakers together to win a round, but I don't see him doing it for 2, so that's why I have Mac Myron 2-1 clear, possible gentlemen's. And into the next battle on the card, it is Real Name Brandon versus Fonz. And straight up, I have Fonz 3-0, 2 of the bigger guys, but Fonz is meticulous, one of the best angle punchers, punching on specific angles, even though he doesn't ever break into straight angles. But like I said, angle punching on topic, lands super haymakers. At the end of the day, Real Name Brandon hasn't shown me performances yet to show me he can reach like a supernova-ish level to match top tier competition. I had Sync getting the better of him. Obviously, Suge beat him on Volume 9. And then Fonz, I believe, is better than both of those individuals. Although Fonz has some ways to go in his career, I think, to get to the level he's looking to get to, the top-tier opponents he is, I do think he's clear of a Real Name Brandon-esque type of opponent. It's been booked before, so they should both be clean. I expect both the material to be clean, maybe a little edited down to perfection. But like I said, real name Brandon, he says good stuff, but Fonz says great stuff. For every good bar real name Brandon has, I can see Fonz having a haymaker, and that's why I have Fonz 3-0 clear going into the battle. And that brings us into the last two battles of the card. Would have been three, like I said, but for those who didn't see in the beginning, Chef Chaz and Swamp won't be going down. So first one to get into, Snake Eyes versus Kitchen Clean Paper. I know wants to go by Kitchen Clean. I'll just call him Clean either way. You know, battle rappers change their names sometimes like that, and it throws you off after years of calling the guy one thing. But I like this matchup stylistically. Snake Eyes has obviously had a humongous year promoing. His biggest trait, and as a brand, it's worked out for him tremendously, regardless of any critiques I might have to the technicality of his style. He's heavy on the real talk, and when he is in his real talk bag, he is able to produce moments, say fire stuff. There's no question about that. I think the pen is lacking, but this year, 8 Eyes in the Morning, Shrek Show, he's had a couple bars that's showing a little bit of growth there. And as for Clean, he's also had a pretty good year. Someone who at one point was the poster child of kind of big hope potential being flopped, and you could still debate that some of that has happened, but I think this year with his match against Geechee, which a lot of people have him winning, as do I, and even his A-Ward battle, although he lost clear, I thought he was pretty solid versus Ward. I did give him a round in that battle, and I think that not only just off of talent alone would I have Clean 2-1, Edge, somewhere between Edge and Clear, possibly Comfy Edge, but with the angle that's out on Snake, I believe Clean has commented on it, with the whole Stumbles situation, and now losing to Stumbles. Obviously, Snake just battled Holmesy down to the wire. I didn't see it, heard it might have been a close battle, so I'm going to have to peep that. But this will be the first time probably that we're going to see live, because that won't drop on the app for a while. We know that. So this is going to be the first time that we've seen in live action somebody perform the whole Stumbles angle against him. And with Clean's comedy, the way he breaks down real talk, come on, they took your belt twice, dog. You know, I could definitely see him doing it like that. And taking a comedic yet very valid approach at kind of breaking down that whole Snake situation. And that's why I have Clean taking this battle 2-1 clear. If Snake is able to fight the odds and make this debatable, would definitely be a good badge there on his resume. But I think that he's running into a guy that, given the angle that's coming up, perfectly suits what Clean does in battle rap. So Clean 2-1 clear. And that leaves us with the main event of the night. I already did a video on this one. Rum Nitty versus A-Ward. Battle of the year. I'm calling it right now. In terms of style clash, this does in a way remind me a lot. I've been on record saying that A-Ward himself reminds me a lot of Iron Solomon, Christian Iron Solomon. The way that his game is all around, some of the more creative approaches to writing. We all know that Iron has done, double schemes where there's a scheme inside of the scheme. A-Ward is rapping backwards. Both have those intricate styles with the pen that do things that just other writers wouldn't think to do. Obviously can angle freestyles at an elite level, is pretty proof to a lot of street material and gun bars just because it doesn't seem like it really applies to him. So he's as all around as you get. And as for Rum Nitty, my personal favorite battle rapper, one of the best battle rappers in the world for years now, one of the best battle rappers ever. Not just the best puncher ever, because I know people talk about him as a puncher, but just as a battler, he's also one of the best battlers and extremely hard to beat. Very unstoppable force versus immovable object right here. These are two of the top 5 battlers in the world right now, in my opinion. And I'm expecting a preference battle. I know people hate to hear that, but they do completely different things at the opposite end of the spectrum. They almost always come at 100%. I expect them both to be extra motivated for this battle. A-Ward fights the narratives not being on URL. Rum Nitty has possibly said he's going to be leaving URL, which is betting on your talent a lot more. Free agency, going league to league. All the stars are lining up for this to be a classic. I have Rum Nitty on a 2-1 edge. Punching is just my preference. And like I said, I expect this to be a classic and a battle of the year candidate. And that is my full predictions on the Cane Bearing Gifts, the Riots card this weekend. I will be getting the pay-per-view, so I will be reviewing some of the battles on here. If for Rum Nitty versus A-Ward, obviously that is a super important battle. I had to do this prediction video a little bit quickly, but if you want to see Rum Nitty versus A-Ward, I will have the video linked somewhere around here right at the end of the video to my more in-depth prediction of Rum Nitty versus A-Ward. I went through a few other components there, but When a battle's that close in preference, there's a million different words I can say of why they're going to be great, but we also just expect them to be great. And all I'm saying is I'm expecting Rum Nitty to be so good and A-Ward to be so good that it comes down to your preference in the styles. And I don't think that's a shocker for anyone putting it like that when you see these two names on paper, but overall, even with Chef Chaz versus Swamp dropping off, I think this is a 7 to 8 out of 10 card. I think that might have pushed it to 9, 10 out of 10. Might be projecting card of the year so far type of category, but I still expect great moments, great haymakers. I want to see the setting. Hopefully it's very similar to the setting for the Geechee versus A-Ward event. I was a big fan of that. And overall, I'm just excited to have another, big-time event with some big-time battles coming out. And I'm going to be here to break them down for you guys after they're done. So, with more content on the way, just wanted to get you guys this prediction video real quick. And then we should be moving, as I said, into my last couple videos, more and more into the Summer Madness content as we go. So, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think about this card, your battle of the night, who you have winning. And it's been J Smo Reviews here, and I'm going to catch you on the next one. Peace.